Okay, why don't you tell me who you are and where we can find you on the web?
My name is Benjamin Melançon. You can find me online best at agaricdesign.com. That's A-G-A-R-I-C and the word design.com. That's our web development collective, and we specialize in custom Drupal development, both the modules and themes.
Okay, and I'm glad you brought up modules because I wanted to ask you about one module in particular which you've been working on, which is the relational
It's
module?
called related content.
Related content.
And
what is it?
it is in development, so it's not really is, it's a will be. But first of all, a module is, in Drupal, is a modular system. That means it has a core that can be extended by anyone. You can add on to it, so it makes it, not only is it open source, so you can modify and improve the source code, but you can, because it's modular, you don't have to change core. You can add on to it and do anything with it while still maintaining the benefits of using a system that is maintained by an entire community. So, my module is something you can add to a site that has a lot of content, ideally a news site, and once it's there, anyone can very easily relate any piece of content on the site to any other piece of content. And the idea is that once you have people being able to engage with your site with this very low barrier to entry, then people can add value for you as a site maintainer and for other users. So the use case for related content is, again, ideally a news site. There's an article, it can be related to an older article, or it could be related to user-submitted content, but not necessarily by the user who makes the connection and helps people out, but it can be like a letter to the editor saying we need to do something about this. It could be, possibly if they allow it as, a post to a forum about taking action about, a sewage treatment plant or, having better water quality. And so the idea is to really make news matter by letting people actually affect it, and people are going to be more interested in reading news when it's not just bad news, but it's actually related to making their lives better.
All right, I have two questions for you. The first one is just a little biographical. So you used to be a journalist?
I took a year off from college and worked at the Metro West Daily News in Framingham, Massachusetts, doing stringer type stuff, doing a few articles, mostly the local hero column for the Natick Bulletin and Tab, and the obituaries, the standard entry level journalism stuff. And I just saw that I wanted to. I didn't think I could really change the world from that system, just like reporting on it within the existing system, especially in journalism. Editors can change your byline, and that's the way it goes. Or change your article, and it still goes out under your byline. And you're pretty constricted in what you can do. Journalists are not supposed to be involved in activism and stuff, and so it's a really weakened form of social change. So I wanted to sort of create a system that would get the word out and provide tools for making activism. So I sort of wandered around and eventually gotten into web development thanks to the open source free software tools of Drupal. Which made it really possible to make a living doing websites and to make really awesome community sites.
Okay, and well, that leads to the next question, which is, so it sounds like you got into Drupal partly because it was an open source community that was there, but you're a really good evangelizer of it. And what is it about Drupal that lends itself to news organizations in particular? Because it can be used for activism. Political websites can start in Drupal. It can, it's very flexible. It's just again, it's a CMS, right?
Yes,
so the content isn't defined, but. So why does it lend itself to news as the content?
It's a CMS, it's a content management system. Drupal is actually even more a content management framework, and that's one of the things that makes it exciting for news. A lot of the newspapers have done beyond just a stock Drupal site to do a lot of custom display, like they've built in layers for the editorial process, like something is submitted and then does it go to the front page, does it stay in draft form. So people are doing community sites where there's like a yard for all content, and then it gets voted onto the front page. That's all done with Drupal modules. So why Drupal is especially lent to news. It is a lot because it's extensible. It's a lot because it has all the community features built in, the forums and all that stuff, the commenting. So, once you have built that in, it really makes the community publishing platform. So it yeah, it just adds the community to the publishing, and that's really what news needs right now.
All right. Thank you very much, Ben.